You know, normally, guys, I actually would sit here and I'd go into a whole prolific type statement, but rather, I'm going to make this video as short, sweet, and to the point as I possibly can. This is a response to Zips and Your Nerd and fwwaler. This is my late response on, and I'm not even going to just defend Superman, but I'm going to just defend the fantasticalness of comics in general. Now, I'm getting quite fed up with the casual audience of comic book fans. People that go to see the Nolan movies and feel that that's the way every comic book should be and that Batman should be the main focus. Not Superman, who's obviously been around longer and is more fantastical and a better role model for children than Batman. But no, that doesn't matter to the casual audience. Because Superman's not cool. Superman's lame. He's got superpowers. He's not relatable. He's an alien. You know, he's too nice. He's too good. It's not like the real world. No, we don't want to better ourselves. We want to be like Batman. We want to beat everybody up. We want to make people hurt. We want to break their bones. We want to sit there and just, sit there and, praise, Heath Ledger and Chris Nolan and Christian Bale. You people are the same people that tell guys like me and Ian to get laid. And what you don't realize is that if you're sitting there telling me to get laid and then you go around and watch, say, The Dark Knight Rises, then you're a hypocrite. And I'll tell you why you're a hypocrite. Because if you're telling me, a grown man who's collected comics a lot longer and a lot more than you, to grow up, but yet you go and see a comic book movie, then that shows the lack of intelligence on your part. Because it is a comic book movie. See, this is what irritates me about people coming into the comic book genre now, because of these movies, is that people don't want to better themselves. They don't actually want to look at other characters. It has to be Batman. It has to be, dark. It has to be gritty. We have to see Catwoman and Batman, just doing it doggy style. Her giving him a blowjob, a hand job, a frickin' toe job, everything. And it sickens me because, Superman is not meant to be a character that is taken seriously. He's meant for children. He is a kiddie character, if you will. He's a kiddie character that actually is a better role model for children. That's the whole point of Superman. He is the nicest human being on the planet, despite the fact that he has a laser vision that could melt your fucking face off. He's a good role model for children. But see, I guess parents and people alike don't understand this about Superman. They think that Superman is lame because he can fly and he can do all these things. See, you gotta go between the superpowers and everything about Superman to really get his character. Like for me, somebody who grew up with autism, I can relate to Superman. It's that feeling of being an outsider, feeling that you don't fit in, but still trying to find your place and do good. That's the point of Superman. That's all the point of him has ever been. But no. In this current comic book generation, that's uncool. That's lame. No, it's all about Batman and Joker. Batman and Joker this, Batman and Joker that. I'm Batman! I can't fucking shit, Alfred! I'm really starting to hate Batman because of people like y'all. I really am. And that's sad because I actually love Batman. And what about other characters? You don't want to try Power Man and Iron Fist? You don't want to try to read about Metamorpho? Or even, guys like the Phantom Stranger? Or, say, Dr. Fate is another great example. And even Ray Palmer and Ryan Choi, the Atom. You don't want to read about the Atom? And what about Captain America? Oh wait, don't tell me you people don't like Captain America either because, he just tries to rip off Batman, even though he has no gadgets and just a fucking shield. And of course, I'm going to put Kinshiro out here. Yeah, I'm going to show a little bit of love to all my anime subscribers. Going to show you all some love, because I do care about you guys too. But look at Kinshiro, a samurai swordsman who prefers to be a pacifist, did a lot of great and terrible things, and he preferred to be a pacifist. He didn't want to raise his sword against another person. I wonder who that reminds us of in the DC universe. Let's see the next picture. Shocking! A character that nobody actually talks about or shows any respect to. Yes, the Princess of Themyscira, Wonder Woman. And that's, to me, is really bad. I don't like Wonder Woman. I only like her because, she's got huge tits and a nice ass. Bottom line is that a lot of you people coming into the comic book community are disgusting me. Because I'm of the opinion, and a lot of you who are my faithful subscribers and whatnot, you know me that I'm infamous for saying this, but if you're gonna read comics, by God, you're gonna read them as a fucking whole, or you're not gonna read them at all. You're not gonna watch the movies. You're not gonna watch the cartoons. You're not gonna have anything to do with comics. Because that's fucking disgraceful and fucking bullshit that people like me that have read comic books for years actually follow the characters, actually love the characters, and then people that are trying to get into this genre that know nothing about the characters and actually want to, I don't know, be open-minded and try different characters. Now I have you fucking Christian Bale nut huggers sitting there telling him, oh, you don't need to read all these characters. Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman and all of them are lame. They have, superpowers. They're superpowered beings. They're not relatable. At the end of the day, I realize that this isn't going to matter and that I'm going to come off as angry, bitter, and perhaps a little bit chauvinistic, or any kind of term that I'm sure most of you can say. And even possibly I'll get guys like that one guy in Ian's hate video, like D-Lantic or something like that, that one so-called, San Antonian tough guy, sitting there saying, oh, you need to put down the funny comics, you need to get laid. No, you motherfuckers need to stop reading comics, especially Batman, if you're not willing to open your mind to other characters, or at the very least respect the character for who they are. I know people that fucking love Batman to the ground and beyond, but they still respect Superman, they still respect Wonder Woman, they still respect the challenges of the unknown, any other character that I talk about. So I really see this as a big fucking problem, not just with Superman, but with heroes in general. And this bullshit really needs to kind of end. Because this whole bullshit power play of everything needs to be dark, gritty, and sexualized, it's really starting to grate my nerves as well as everybody else who are actual comic book fans.